Hello viewers, so there was a challenge put out by one of my subscriptions, Diecast Loonie. You want to check out his challenge and his channel, he's got some cool videos. The title was Silver and Black Cars. But hey, this is my channel, so I like to introduce other hobbies to you guys, letting you know there's other things besides cars. And so today we're going to look at 1/200 scale vehicles, just two fighter planes and this tanker truck. So these are all the same scale. So this tanker truck, it's a pretty big vehicle in real life, having 4 axles. I think it's like a 10,000 gallon truck or something like that. This model is made by Gulliver 200, which I believe might be the same parent, under the same parent company that makes Inno 64. I could be wrong, but I do believe that might be the case. Alright, anyways, a lot of great detail for something so small. Look at this undercarriage and everything. 1/200 scale. Even a spare wheel there, right? So this is a hobby grade scale, 1/200. But now you can see next to that truck you have an F117 stealth fighter here. So this is made by a company called Hogan Wings. This is all die-cast metal. The truck was all plastic. And I gotta say, this is pretty cool. Well, this is a pretty basic looking fighter jet if you think about it. It's just a bunch of polygons. But obviously its history is pretty spectacular, I think, that something this advanced existed in the 1970s. So, if you saw a UFO in the 1970s, you probably saw one of these. But on the bottom of this guy, look at this. This livery is just awesome. This just makes me think of Team America. So, America F yeah, if you know what I'm saying. So, Hogan Wings did this guy. Alright. But from the other side of the pond, we have a Russian bomber plane. This is called a Tupolev Tu-95. NATO calls this the Bear. And this is an old design. It entered the Russian service in 1956, but it's still flying today. It's bombed Afghanistan, I think, or some other parts of the Middle East. There's some YouTube videos of it. And has contra-rotating propeller blades, where, one is going this way, the other that way. But it's still a very loud airplane, from what Wikipedia is telling me. And this model is made by Herpa, which is a German brand. Let me show you the bottom here. Ugh, this is all die-cast. It's very heavy, and I'm afraid to drop it because it will break. There's their logo, Herpa. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, to be honest with you. I put in some lead putty, but it just fell out. The nose is too light, you saw the thing is just resting on the rear tires, so it's too bad. In fact, actually, I think this landing gear was broken, so there's some epoxy in there. But you can see the panel lines here, they're pretty tight, so in die-cast metal you can get tight panel lines. You guys are used to seeing my dental pick, right? So here's, look at that, look how tight that panel line is. So this is another reason why I complain a lot in this car reviews, because I know, die-cast metal can be better, but some of the brands are just trying to pull too many pieces out of a mold, or they're just lazy. I don't know, could be a combination of them. Okay, so yeah, this thing's great. It's even got little tail gunner turrets and stuff. Alright, so let's get that out of the way. Sorry. This whole tray's gonna go away. The one last silver and black thing I'm gonna show, though, is a 1/6 scale firearm. I used to collect, those airplanes and these guns long before I started collecting 64 scale cars. This is made by Hot Toys. Hot Toys does a lot of 1/6 scale action figures of movie characters, whether it's Star Wars, or in this case is Arnold's gun from the Terminator, one of the Terminator movies. And although Hot Toys doesn't make the best firearms in this scale, this one still has, their little removable magazine, the slide and all that stuff. It's got a little clear piece for the scope. So, they're pretty cool. But I gotta tell you, 1/6 scale firearms is a really expensive hobby. It makes, most of these cars look cheap. Alright, let's get the cars out now, because I'm sure that's why most of you are tuning in. And bear in mind, you can always fast forward the video if you don't care about all those other goofy things I showed. I'm gonna have to reset my camera because this angle is just too high. It's too far away. Here we are with the lower camera stand here. I like to get a better human eyes perspective on my vehicles here. Turns out that in 2020, 38% of people like to get a white car, and then 90% bought blackish cars, 15% gray, and then 9% silver. So those are the top 4 car colors sold in 2020 according to one source. Alright, let's take a look at this small model here. This is made by Mini Champs. It's a pretty old model. It's got to be like 15 years old, I'm guessing. It's all plastic. It's an HO scale, 187. And I gotta say, for something this small and old, it's still got great details. It has clear headlights, and then there's little silver circles back there you can see as well. Look at the tiny paint in there. It has a colorful interior with a central seat, a little raised wiper blade there, and then it actually has translucent taillights as well. So Paul's Model Art or Mini Champs, they knew how to do these things. I'm not sure if they still make 187 scale cars. Not sure, but this is a great one, so it's a keeper. Alright, so let's see what's next here. We have a Beyonce. Trying to pull out, cars I haven't shown in a while, but also mix up the brands a little bit. And yeah, that's the intention of this video. So this is what? A Holden Commodore. I think it was a Holden Commodore VK something or another. It's a special Holden Commodore apparently, and it was available around 84 to 86. But you can see the undercarriage is quite a lot of detail. Those exhaust pipes are literally floating. There's the badging on the side. This has a grayish blue interior. The plastic headlights front and rear. Sorry, keep losing focus. And yeah, it's nice. I really like Beyonce. It's a real shame that they don't exist anymore because they did a really good job. Oh well. I'm trying to find the best angle here for the light and focusing of the camera. This is a Renault Trésor concept car. It is made by a French toy company called Norev, and unfortunately they don't tell me the scale, but it's somewhere around 64. And I think the car itself in real life was from 2016. It does have plastic tires, but to their credit, the wheels are specific to the actual vehicle. So these wheels are molded specifically for this car. So, and frankly, I don't really care for rubber tires that much because they tend to harden and crack, I've noticed on some of the older models. But plastic will always look nice. And I don't really care about treads. You never see them when they're on a display shelf. Anyways, this is pretty cool. Norev makes inexpensive models, and yet their detail is pretty nice. So I really like them. I only wish they stuck to 1/64 scale. They're more 3-inch, they're just trying to fit a box. Okay, so this I haven't shown in a while, I don't think. This is the W Motors Lycan Hypersport. I repainted the wheels black, silver. They came black. And then I don't know who made this. I think it was SC Art or SCA. I reviewed this. You can check that video. 2013 and 2017, I think this car existed in real life. I remember this in one of those Fast and Furious movies where it jumped a bunch of buildings. Unfortunately, casting-wise, this thing has a bunch of cat scratches in the door, and then quality issues. This black stripe isn't where it should be, whereas it is right here. I may have repainted this interior. I can't remember. No, I did not. I wouldn't. I'm too lazy to repaint an interior like that. So yeah, pretty decent model. If you can get it for like $15 or something, I think it's great. But I would say it's a little bit better than say a Mini GT or a Power 64 because it has this metal wiper blade. But it does have painted on taillights, which I can kind of understand because it's they're so thin. At least they have a texture in them. But I do feel that could have been clear plastic. I think it's just paint. Alright, well anyways, that's the Lycan Hypersport. And the last one here, this is by Kyosho. This is one of the unloved Lamborghinis, the Lamborghini Jarama, I believe, yep. And it's one of the older castings, I think, from Kyosho because it has a press fit base. But, you know, they did a good job. Kyosho, this is one of their blister pack models, I think. So it's always going to have a black interior. But the wheels are always specific to the car. And decent tires, decent treads. And then they usually always have the plastic headlights and taillights. You can actually see the headlights peeking through the bottom covers there. So that's pretty neat, I think. They could have easily skipped that. Alright. Moving to the black side of the rotators. It turns out that a black car only reflects 5% of the sun's energy, but a silver one will reflect 60%. So if you park your car outside a lot, you know what kind of car to get. Alright, let's go back to the angle here, and let's mix it up and just show off the cartoon car here. So this is a Mercedes SL. I don't know which one. Maybe like a... Oh, well, there you go. It's from 2004. Maybe an SL 500 or something. And this has 3D printed wheels. And this model is from 2004. These Chorokyus are wind-up motors, but I replaced that with the 3D printed wheels. But this one actually has a top that does go up. It doesn't really want to stay in place very easily, though. And I don't really display my convertibles in the top-up position. But I really like it, you know. It's these cartoon cars. Look at it. That's a ridiculous looking car. It makes me laugh. That's why I collect them, and that's why I have so many videos on them now. So, representing Hot Wheels today would be Car, the evil version of Kit from Knight Rider. So, I forget the story. I reviewed this, and I talked about the story of Car a little bit back then. I think this is one of those movie editions, retro entertainment series, and so it has the real rider tires and the license plate and all that. Some extra details a normal Hot Wheels mainline wouldn't have. In particular, the dashboard. Let's focus on that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And it's got the funky sci-fi like steering wheel there that you'd expect more in a airplane or something. Okay. So back to Kyosho again. Sorry, I have 3 Kyoshos today. I actually have a red one of these, I think, by TLV, but I specifically bought the black one because I wanted to make the Miami Vice car, you know, Crockett and Tubbs. And so I also wanted to see if I could 3D print better wire wheels. So these are Borani wire wheels that were on the Miami Vice car. And they're not hollow, but I think they have a little more detail than many wire wheels you'll see in this scale. It's just, you can't really make hollow wire wheels unless they're photo etched metal, I think, and actually expect them to be durable. That's the key thing. Okay, but anyways, in typical Kyosho fashion, you got, you know, the plastic lights front and rear, and it's got a tan interior. I can't remember if I painted this myself. No, I think this is done by Kyosho. It looks too nice for me to have done it. Alright, so that's a little TV show nostalgia for me. Alright, let's see, I haven't shown this one in a while. It's from the Granny and Partners Hypercar collection, and this is the Pagani Zonda Revolution. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So, yeah, I think these are sold in convenience stores. Maybe they're like $6 or $7 at the convenience store, which is it's still a great model though. I mean, look, it's got a red interior, and then plastic mirrors, a little bit of flex, but they're not rubbery, so you don't want to be dropping this model too much. And for you guys that love the opening panels, I gotta say, this engine bay is nicer than most more expensive brands. It literally has floating roll cage or tube frame, and then the exhaust tips and all that stuff. You know, there's multiple colors in here, so for something that was sold at a convenience store, Granny and Partners did a great job. But that panel gap, I mean, come on, man. Luckily it's a black car, but that is not appealing. Alright, well anyways, that is this guy. Sorry. It's really hard to focus on black and silver cars. Too much gloss. That's why I generally avoid buying black cars in the scale here. Alright, the very last one here. This is the Kyosho again. in this 356 Speedster, 356A Speedster to be precise. We've press fit together, and then you'll notice the track of the rear is narrower than the front. The tires do look quite thin, but I think that's actually accurate for the 1954. So it's got a little rear engine flat 4, I think. Maybe it's a flat 6, I can't remember. Well, 356. It's probably a 6-cylinder if I had to guess. So it's got the Tampa printed badging, the clear lights front and, well, no, these are painted this time. So this time around Kyosho painted it. And then it still has the plain black interior because this is one of those blister pack Kyoshos. I got this for a friend that someday will visit me. He used to have a Thunder Ranch replica of this car. So Thunder Ranch is based out of Southern California, and they make 356 replica kit cars. So he let me drive this around on the West Coast. It was cool. Yeah, fun. A really cool vehicle. Just don't want to get in a car accident in one of these, though. Alright, let's back out here. As always, guys, I appreciate a challenge because it gives me an opportunity to look back on the older stuff that I haven't seen in a while or really taken a good look at. Alright, guys, check out Diecast Loonie's channel, and hopefully I'll check out your postings of videos, and I'll see you in the next challenge. Thanks.